Hi everyone, and welcome to the My Message podcast. My name is Kyia Mochitani, and I'm your host for today's episode. Every episode, it'll be me right here. And on the My Message podcast, we are working to make our messy life our message. And today on the pod, we have another special guest with us. Jake, welcome back again.
I'm back. I'm happy to be back.
Jake surprised me for my birthday and came home a day early and came up with this whole master plan. It was like, are you okay?
Yeah, the wheels caught on the desk.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Sure. No worries. But he surprised me a day early, and it was just like the sweetest thing. I thought he was snowboarding all day, and his phone died, and he was on the mountain. He had his roommate text me and everything, and then by the time he was supposed to be back, so like at 9:30, 10 at night, he was knocking at my door, and I was like, what? I am the hardest person to surprise, and he did it. You did good.
Thank you.
That was one of the craziest surprises.
I can't believe I pulled it off.
I can't believe it either. That was awesome. That was really good.
Appreciate it.
But today on the pod, we are talking about how to deal with the situations from the past, how to heal from those, and have like what happened, like say like one of Jake and I's biggest like disagreements or arguments. How do we heal from that, and then how do we have that like not affect our relationship today? Because, you know, Jake and I have been dating for so long that we're bound to hurt one of each other. We're not perfect people. We've done some bad things. We've done some things that like has hurt each other. So it's like, okay, you've done these things. I love you to death. I forgive you. But how do we move on from that so it doesn't keep getting brought up and keep creating like the same problem? So, Jake, well, before we start really quick, if you're on YouTube, you can see this jacket that I have. It says, "You deserve healthy love. Remember that." Can I get an amen? That is just
Amen.
so good. And I have my fun drink with me today. Again, have to always. Okay, Jake, tell me how I've hurt you and give me a situation about it. Tell me, go.
Alright, so a situation in which you hurt me would be, it happened like a couple years ago, and it was like, me and Kyia just operate so differently. So I love to just be alone and just like have alone time and do stuff by myself, like play video games or just sit and watch YouTube, TV shows. Just I like to be alone. And Kyia had a hard time dealing with that, and it like was hard. It was like just like a big block in our relationship.
Right, and like when I had a hard time on it, like I just took him playing video games as like, you don't love me enough, or you don't love me, you're playing this, or you don't want to spend time with me, you just want to play video games, like whatever. Instead of being like, no wait, this is what he needs to actually like live and thrive and be like mentally like sane. And although, right, like this situation happened years ago, sometimes I feel, you could tell me otherwise, that you're still like iffy to tell me, oh, I want to go play video games, or oh, actually, like when I'm home for the summer and we're with each other for months on end, actually, like I want to go do this instead of hanging out. Not saying I don't love you, but like I want to go do this. I feel like sometimes you're a little guarded in that sense.
Oh yeah, 100%. I think it's something that like definitely like left imprint or like an impact on me.
Right.
For like, even though it happened a long time ago, it's still like there's like remnants of it, like a little bit of fear in it.
Yeah.
But that's what we're working through and what we're gonna be talking all about today.
Right. Yeah. And I also like want to like say, we're up here doing a podcast for couples and whatever, but that's not to say that like we're in, I don't think, the most perfect spot in our relationship right now. Like we're still dealing with trials and tribulations in this moment and in this season of our life where it's not always easy, and it hasn't been easy the past few months. And it's like just the other day, like we were like in an argument, and it wasn't like the prettiest thing in the whole wide world, but we want to share like, okay, but how do we not let that argument that happened a few days ago, how do we not let that affect today? Because you're only here for a little bit of time. You're only with me, or we're only with each other for a short period of time. So we should be making the best out of these situations. And so I don't know, how can we move on?
Yeah, but you have to be able to move on from these things, or a relationship will just never work out because it just won't be worth it.
100%. So, I'll talk about how Jake's kind of hurt my feelings really sadly. I think one of the times where you really hurt my feelings and it kind of like leaves an imprint on me is like when you get frustrated, you kind of just like say whatever is on your head. And it's not a matter of like, oh, but like Kyia has feelings in this moment. It's like you just kind of say things that just like kind of just goes at me in a way, you know? And so when you get frustrated, which again doesn't happen often, you make me feel like, oh my gosh, like are you really meaning the things that you're saying? Which happened a few days ago, actually, right?
Yes, it did.
And so we're just going to take you through like, okay, how do we heal from that? How do we heal from the past to not let it affect today? Because, obviously you and I have been through trials and tribulations and all that in a bag of chips. Is there anything you want to say about what I said, or is anything skewed or?
No, that's true. I feel like I'm pretty go with the flow and like
right.
Don't get too high, don't get too low. But when it kind of just like I kind of hold it all in and it builds all up, it just all comes out at once and it's not nice. It's kind of messy.
It's kind of messy and
it's
sad.
Like really
it's really mean. Yeah.
And I don't even mean any of it. It just like all comes out and I have a hard time controlling my anger.
Yeah.
Because it all like it just builds up and just.
Like I get word vomited all over.
Yeah, it's.
Which where like you and I are so different in that sense where it's like when I have a problem in my heart, I just tell you like just how it is, right then and there, boom, like Jake, you're really annoying me right now, or that really hurts my feelings. That's not cool. Where you'll like if it's something a little small or a little bit, you'll just like brush it off, whatever. You're like, okay, yeah, whatever. Okay, Kyia. And it's like not a big deal, and then you'll let like 20 of those stack on, and then I just get word vomited all at once.
Yeah, it's.
So
it's not my best characteristic at all.
It's okay. Mine wasn't either. But we love each other for knowing those faults. Number one, and number two, like being able to even talk about it. So
yes, exactly.
How do I heal after Jake word vomits on me, and how does Jake heal from like me just being so controlling of your whole life? I would say like the first step to heal is to just talk about it as much as you need in that moment. When the situation's happening, get everything off your chest.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that. I feel like that's not even just like big problems or big arguments or whatever, but even like little things. I feel like when you don't talk it fully out or like kind of just let it brush off like I do sometimes, it just like causes a bigger problem in the long run, in the future. Like just talk about it, even though you might not want to at the first place, like just get it done, talk about it, let everybody's feelings be heard.
Right.
And that way you can just move on.
And like I said the analogy like before in an episode, but it's like leave it all on the table and like clean it up with no crumbs left behind, Leave it all out on the plate. Leave no crumbs behind, because those little crumbs we're going to end up having to revisit and like recoup, and for you sometimes it's huge crumbs. That's messy.
Wow.
But just talk about it as much as you need in the moment, and like truly say exactly how you feel. I think Jake and I really pride ourselves in like we say whatever's like how we feel. Like we tell like the honest truth. Like you're not afraid to be like so honest with me of like sometimes Kyia you do this and it makes me feel like this and it's not cool, or like that's not right. I shouldn't be talked to like that or something.
Yeah, I think that's like part of the whole thing of like talking it out is like when you are talking it out, like it has to be like completely honest, real.
And like bold, like exactly how you feel, yeah.
Get it all out.
Get it all out.
Leave it all out on the table. Like you kind of have to like be a little bit really honest, because if not, then that's how it does also pile up. It's
right.
like if you're not really honest, it's just like if you were to not say something, like say the whole truth.
Right, 100%.
It's all the same.
Yes.
It all leads to the same stuff.
Number 2 is after you talk about it, is to listen with the intent to listen and to understand like where you're coming from. When you word vomit at me, I want to understand where you're coming from and why, like what caused that. Like I want to like listen to like what your thoughts are about that situation, but I also want you to listen to me and understand, no, this really hurts my feelings and we could avoid this by doing this, you know? But also, like, I can't blame Jake for saying whatever he wants to me when he's angry when I played a role in, like, causing you to do that, right? Like, I played a role in making you upset, or I played a role in a big part of it, right? So I can't just get mad at you.
Yeah, I think it all goes back to, like, just saying your whole truth. It's like, if you feel like, if you get out all the things you want to say, and just, like, if the person listens to you, then you're a lot more willing to listen to the other person's feelings and like hear what their point of view is on it. Whereas like if you don't, then you might be like skewed and don't want to listen to their point of view and stuff. So I think, and also you have to like kind of just drop your side while you listen to the other person.
Yes, the ego, yeah.
You gotta drop whatever you think about it and let them hear, because it's what they're feeling. They're not making it up. There's nothing like that. They're not trying to win in an argument or something.
Right.
Like
Yes. So
they
good.
that's their feelings.
Yes, and who are you to say like
you have
your
no
feelings are
idea
wrong?
what they're thinking in their head, so
Right.
like that's what they're feeling, so there's no reason to get upset or angry about what they're feeling.
Yes.
So if you talk about all your feelings, then you can be more willing to listen to their feelings, and vice versa. Like you guys both need to like just listen to each other and just hear each other out fully and not judge each other's feelings or not say something that you're really feeling.
And just because I'm saying, you know what, Jake, you hurt my feelings, doesn't take away of how you feel or doesn't take away from the situation, right? So it's like everyone's feelings here are valid. I'm not in any position to tell you, you know what, Jake, you're not allowed to feel that way. I'm sorry. Like you're able to feel however way you want to feel, and I have to understand that, right? Just because whether I agree or not, like I just have to. Like that's you and that's your feelings. That's good. That was good. I like that. Number 3 is to just trust your partner. Trust them and their intentions. I always like to think, you know, like Jake wouldn't, I already know that Jake would never purposely hurt my feelings. Jake would never purposely want to hurt me or make me sad or make me cry. Like you don't purposely want to do that. You have like, you're good to your bone. And I believe that you're good to your core. Like you just have good intentions, and so I have to trust that like whatever just happened, it's not coming out of a bad place of just wanting to just hurt me or be mean. It's like, no, like you're hurting too in a way, you know?
100%.
Nothing?
No, I don't really have much on that one.
I think your favorite thing to say is 100% agree with that.
Well, it's the truth. I agreed with that. I had a lot of analysis on the past one, so.
Yeah, you did good. There you go.
Sorry, there's not much on that one.
There you go, you agree 100%.
Nothing much to say.
Number
Nothing
4
more.
is just to don't keep bringing it up. Like, tell me.
Yes, 100%.
100%.
Yes, well this is a big one.
It
is a big one. It all kind of ties back to the first one, like we said. But if you're not letting out your feelings, not being heard, this will come up because you'll just keep bringing it up because you won't be fully healed from the situation. But when you keep, so like if you're not being whatever, like I said, when you keep bringing it up, that just annoys the other person in the relationship more and more and more, because it's like, yeah, I made a mistake or whatever, but it's like I don't want that to define me.
Right.
Like I don't want that one little thing to just define our whole relationship, our whole like. You got to be fully healed and move on from the situation, because it'll just cause more and more problems if you keep bringing it up.
Yeah, like.
And it just frustrates everybody.
And don't use it against each other. Like Jake and I have been in so many bickering arguments when one of us will bring up like, oh, you did that like 3 days ago, you know, so why do you do like, so it's fine if I do this. It's like, no, like why are we even bringing up what happened a few days ago?
Yeah, whatever happened in the past doesn't matter. Just
it doesn't matter.
Move on. Who cares?
But at the same time, I want to say like, take the time you need to heal. regardless of how big or small that situation is, if you're hurting, take that time you need to heal, but actually actively try and heal from it. And keep talking it through with your partner in that moment as you're having that conversation if you don't feel 100%. You know?
Yes, exactly. I think that you need the time to heal and all that, but I think a lot of that process gets helped by expressing your feelings, listening with intent, being brutally honest.
Yeah, 100%. Like, I don't know, I can't stress that enough. Like, don't keep bringing up the past. Like,
oh, yes, it's
I'm
so
not gonna talk about what happened a year ago and let that, like, basically give me, like, a one-up. Since you did this, oh, it's a one-up, or I'm using this against you. Like, you know what I mean?
Definitely, 100%.
It's like, what's the point? Like, that just, like, makes us relive the past, and we don't need to do that. We've done our duty of, like, feeling those feelings back then.
It just annoys both parties.
100%.
You said it.
What?
You just said 100%. You didn't even know you said it.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. I didn't even mean to. I wasn't trying to. That's funny. I also stop. I also want to talk about, like, if and when the past gets brought up. If you're like, okay, you know what, I felt like I was fully healed and I took a day or two and I don't feel like it anymore. I keep feeling like heavy. I keep feeling like, oh, how could he do that? Or I keep feeling like seriously, like, what's going on? How do we bring that up? How is it like, okay, I get it, I shouldn't bring it up. I thought I was healed. I truly thought I was healed after that conversation, but it turns out I'm not. How do I re-bring that up?
I think it starts with what you were just saying. Like, I know I shouldn't be bringing this up, but it's really weighing heavy on my heart. It's really affecting me. And then kind of go back to those first steps. Be honest. Like, talk about it fully. Make sure it's, like, fully talked about. Make sure your feelings are fully heard. Make sure the person is listening to you with intent.
Yeah.
It all goes back to the first stuff.
Yeah.
And then you try to bring it up, like, you gotta bring it up with, like, the knowing, like, or, like, at least, like, the beginning of, like, I know I shouldn't be bringing this. I know that it's going to be frustrating that I keep bringing up the past, but it's really affecting me.
It
Some
should be
sort of idea.
100%. It should be like a super, like, gentle, calm, cool, like, serious conversation, not just like me coming at you or you coming at me.
Yes, it shouldn't just be brought up in, like, another argument, like,
right.
Oh my gosh,
yes,
you keep doing this, like, it's just like this, like, it needs to be brought up as a separate conversation and not a spur of the moment type of thing. Really well thought out.
That's good.
100%.
100%. You know, like, going back to, like, taking the time that you need to heal, I am the person who needs a lot longer, I would say, than Jake to get over a situation. Jake kind of just brushes it off in, like, 0.2 seconds. So to all my girls out there, to all my girly pops, if you're like, oh my goodness, like, he just so hurt my feelings, or he just did this, how could he do this, I would never do that to him, kind of, like, thing, go through these 4 steps, rinse and repeat, keep going along with it, but also, like, take your own time to heal on your own. You know, maybe ask yourself why is this affecting me so much? But what does this mean to me that he could do? And, you know, another thing is, like, when people say, how could he do that to me? I would never do that. Well, of course you wouldn't. But he would, right? Like, you can't say...
Project yourself onto the other person.
100%.
Because everybody's so different.
Everyone's so different. And just because I would do something that Jake wouldn't, or he wouldn't...
I'm sure there's something that they wouldn't do that you would do.
And, like, you're your own person, and you've experienced and perceived your own life so different than he has. So why are you, you know, saying, I would never do that?
That's like the whole thing going back to, like, you did this, so I could do that. Like,
right.
You cannot compare. Like, that's the worst thing you can do.
Right, 100%.
It just...
And I've done my fair shares of, how could Jake do this?
I've done it too.
How could Kyia do this? It's like,
you did this, so I did that.
But it's also like, you don't know better in that moment. And it goes back, you have good intent. You're good to your core. I believe that. So it wasn't coming out of a place of meanness or whatever. It was an honest mistake, right?
Exactly.
So good. So good, Jake. We are going to play, Jake doesn't know this yet, but we're going to play a quick game of couples. We're not really strangers.
Such a big deal.
Okay, this is my favorite thing to do with Jake. What do you think I'm most sensitive to during a fight or disagreement?
Bringing up the past.
There you go.
Wow, that was not even planned. That was really weird.
That was really weird. That was a good one. Okay.
Are you going to answer?
Same thing.
Oh.
Ditto. 100%. Oh, okay, let's know. I remember. I wanted to know if you know this. What was I wearing on our first date?
I don't even know what I was wearing.
You don't remember what about the first time, like the day that you asked me out? Do you remember? I still have the shirt.
Is it the white flower shirt?
Yes!
That's what I thought.
How did you know that?
I just, that's what I imagined.
And I curled my hair all cute.
Did you
and
wear
I
black
wore
pants?
black jeans, yes!
Black jeans, yeah.
That just made my whole day.
What was
you
I
have
wearing?
no idea. That was like, I don't know what you were wearing, but
Whoa! I don't even know. Well, I don't even know what I was wearing, so.
I could have made something.
Oh, I'm cramping up. My hammy. That
Okay,
hurt
you
bad.
okay?
Yeah, it just started cramping when I felt my leg.
Okay, you okay?
I think I'm good.
Okay, last one of level 1. What assumption did you make about me that turned out to be right?
You're outgoing. What about me?
You're just a simple man. I assumed you were just a simple little man. You are. Okay, level 2. I'm so excited. This is like my happy. That is so PG-13. What are you currently working through that I don't see, if anything?
Nothing really. I tell you everything that I've been changing and going through.
I'm currently working through. I just feel like I'm trying to differentiate my busy life and then my time with you. When I'm with you, I sometimes just have my mind going about the million things that I need to do or that I want to do or whatever. So it's hard for me to take that and pause that for a second and be with you and be present. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm currently working through. Okay. When do you think I'm at my best? Who am I with and what am I doing? Is this boring to you? You're just yawning.
No.
That's so sad.
This doesn't mean I'm tired. This doesn't mean it's boring. Alright, so who are you? What?
It just stopped.
What the heck, guy? Could be the cord. It's on the button.
Okay, tell me.
Do you want to start that one over or no?
No, I'll just cut it out.
Okay.
Okay, when do you think I'm at my best? Who am I with and what am I doing?
You're at your best when you're with Cal.
Okay.
And you guys are probably waking up really freaking early, hitting the gym, and then going to the coffee shop and getting work done.
There you go.
That's when you're at your best.
You're at your best in the middle of the day. I think that's your time to shine. No?
I don't think so.
You're not a morning person. And at night you like to chill.
Yeah, but I have the most energy at night. I would say either right when I wake up, but if I'm well rested. So probably right when I wake up if I woke up at 9 or 10.
Okay, so we'll just say evening.
Evening and mornings. In the middle of the day I just get really...
This is my opinion. This is what I think.
I think you're wrong.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so I think you're at your best in the evening. You're with me.
Or no one.
You're with me and you are filming a podcast episode with me. Yay!
There's no bias in that at all.
No. Okay, ready?
Last one, level 2?
Last one on level 2.
Okay.
What has this relationship taught you about yourself?
So many things. That's good. I like my alone time a lot more than I thought I did.
Uh-huh. Thanks.
What? That's
not a bad thing.
That's not a
I'm
bad
glad
thing.
I can teach
It's
you
just
that.
being with someone's so much.
Yeah.
You learn oh wow, I really like to just be alone and just be by myself. I don't think I really knew that. Like, I think I knew I enjoyed that, but I didn't know like how much I needed it in my life. It's nothing against you.
No, it's not. Trust me, we've been. What has this relationship taught you about yourself? So it's taught me that I only need one person. That like I don't need, like, I don't know, that like, I guess this relationship taught me that you're my person. That I don't need to go and date other people or have that thought in my mind. Like I just know that like one person is literally all it takes. Mine was
Aw.
nice. Mine
I
was
love
nice. You're just...
Mine was about me. It wasn't mean.
Okay, level 3. What goal would you feel best for you to accomplish this year? What goal would feel best for you to accomplish this year, and how can I support you in that?
Beat you in a mile.
Beat me in a mile?
How could you support me? Don't train for it.
You have been training and I haven't. Jake and I are doing a competition of who can run the fastest mile, and I haven't even ran.
But you have a way big head start because you run a way faster mile right now.
Yeah, so I'm not really worried about
You
it.
didn't answer the question.
Oh, what goal would you feel? Just to grow my podcast a lot more and like extend my reach and just make moves with it.
How can I
Big
help?
moves.
How can I help?
Keep coming on the pod. That's how. What's one similarity between us that you love?
Oh, that we both love to be active and like work out.
Mm.
I think that if I was with someone that wasn't, it would be really hard.
I love how we love quality time together and that we can just lay and talk for just hours. I just don't want you to leave. Okay. So sad.
Worse.
Okay. Oh, what's one difference between us that you love?
Oh, we have so
Last
many.
one.
Oh, I like that you're outgoing, so then I don't have to be outgoing. Just like little things like.
I have a difference about us that it's like a love-hate relationship that I kind of like banter between.
What is it?
How you're logical and I'm not really.
Yeah.
Like, it makes me so angry sometimes, or I'm like, home skillet, like, let's just get married, run away, and live in our car and be so broke and live off, like, pasta and marinara sauce for, like, 5 years, and then we'll get going on our feet. But you're, like, logistical, where it's like, okay, no, we're not gonna do that kind of thing, and I'm like, oh, but I want to so bad, or, like, have a baby right now, or, like, live our life to the fullest. That's my feelings.
Yeah. And I'm the logical one to bring some common sense into that.
Don't say that.
What? It's the truth.
Whatever.
Is that the last one?
Okay, we can do one more.
What? No,
Since you're willing to do one more.
No, that's not what
What about
I
our relationship are you proudest of? Okay, I think we can say this on 3. 1, 2, 3. Resilience.
Longevity.
And like how long we've lasted. Yeah.
I guess same thing.
Yeah, it's the same thing. That's what I knew you were gonna say that.
Well, I didn't say resilience.
But I like resilience and longevity is like that was
yeah,
what
yeah,
I was saying.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Well, I was saying we didn't say the same thing.
I know, but we meant the same
No,
thing.
yeah, we meant
But we just said it in
100%.
our own words because we're different.
I was gonna say that. So we're the same.
So we're the same. Anyway,
Not really.
thank you guys so much for listening. I love you guys so much. Jake, is there anything you want to say to my peoples who listens?
Not really. Thanks for having me on the podcast again.
I love you so much.
I love you too. I had so much fun.
Thank you. Everyone heal from the past. Rinse and repeat 4 steps. You know the deal. I love you guys. Have the best day ever. I love you, Mr. Jake. Thank you for doing this. You're my favorite.
You're welcome.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.